everyone, a very warm welcome to the session. How are you all doing? This is Sweta Mam, your English master teacher at Vedantu, and I welcome everyone to today's super interesting session where we are going to talk about a very important topic, very beautiful story, The Beggar by Anton Chekhov. And trust me guys, this story is going to touch your heart. Yes, it's a very heart-touching story, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's session, along with the themes and the message that the story and the author wants to convey. So, are you guys super excited for this session? Let me see your excitement. Hi, Hasini. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Solo Moon. Hello, Sanjeev. How are you? How are you all doing? Hi, Sonia. Okay, so I hope I am audible and visible to all of you. So can we start with the session without further delay? Yes, let me see your excitement in the chat. One second. Am I audible and visible? Okay, great, Sanjeev, Tanish, we are all fine. Awesome. So let's get started with this lovely and heart-touching chapter, The Beggar by Anton Chekhov. So before I start with the story, guys, those of you who do not know me, let me introduce myself to all of you. I am your English master teacher, Sweta Roy, talking about talking about my educational qualification. I have pursued my masters in English and B.Ed, and I've mentored more than 20,000 students. I have also qualified CTET, and I am with a year of teaching experience. So guys, you all know that my motto is to unleash the power within you. So all of you should feel that power. Let's get started with this super interesting chapter. Hi, Sonia, Hasini, Tanish. Okay, so we will start with the word of the day. What is today's word of the day, guys? It's swath. What does it mean? A broad strip of or area of something, and this is how we have used this word in a sentence: vast swaths of countryside. Let me now see how can you use this word in your own constructive manner as a part of your day-to-day vocabulary. So let us see your own sentences right now in this chat using this word, guys. And also don't forget to give us your word of the day in the comment section. So quickly let us see. Chalo guys, Ujala, Sanjeev, everyone. Okay, let's get started with the session now. So we will be talking about chapter summary, analysis, vocabulary, mind mapping, as well as subjective questions. Okay, and let us first give a big round of applause for our homework rockers from the previous session. We have MI Gamer, Mohammad Zaid, Komal, and Manleet, Dr. USA. Oh my God. So let's give a big round of applause for our homework rockers, and a gentle reminder to all of you to please put forth your homework answers in the comment section at the end of the session. Do not forget to do that, guys. Okay, Ujala, Hasini, Sanjeev, Sonia, and do not forget to hit the like button, guys. Come on, no likes, no love. Come on, guys, quickly hit the like button, and we will start with this lovely chapter, The Beggar by Anton Chekhov. You will have another play by Anton Chekhov when you go to grade 10, and it's a hilarious play, guys. It's The Proposal. If you get time, do read that play. Anyways, you're going to read that in your next grade 10th. It's really hilarious with a very deep message at the same time. Okay, it's a farce. Okay, it's a comedy, so you'll enjoy reading that play. Okay, so Anton Chekhov was a Russian playwright, okay, and a short story writer, and he is considered to be among the greatest writers of short fiction or short story. And as a playwright, he has produced 4 classics. His best short stories are held in high esteem by the writers and the critics. So that was about Anton Chekhov. And I will begin this chapter with a beautiful quote. The quote says, do things for people not because of who they are or what they do in return, but because of who you are. So, which talks about being selfless, right? So, this talks about selflessness. This talks about having a big heart, magnanimity. This talks about magnanimity, right? This talks about being benevolent and kind to each other. So, when you are kind to someone, you don't expect anything in return. Do things for people not because of expecting something in return, but do it because of who you are. How many of you agree with this quote? Afia Vlogs, you had your English exam. How was it? I'm sure you have rocked. Hi Venkata, how are you? So how many of you agree with this quote, guys? Quickly let me know. So do you do things only because you think that, okay, that person is also going to do something for me in return, or when you do things for someone, you do it because you want to, because of who you are, not because of whether the person is going to return the same gratitude to you after, when you want it, or when you do you expect anything in return when you do things for people? That is my question. Hi Krishna, I'm fine beta, thank you. Yes Tanish, Sonia, Hashini. Okay, great. So guys, let's give you a very easy example, okay, related to your day-to-day life, right? So when you, let's say, when you go out for anything, when you encounter a beggar in the street, let's say you encounter a beggar in the street, what do you do in that situation? All went, acha, it went well, very good. I'm so happy to hear that, Afia. Hi, Charu. So when you encounter a beggar, when you see a beggar on street, what do you do? That is my question. I'm sure you have come across a lot of beggars, people begging for alms in the streets. You have come across these people, right? So what do you do in that situation? Let me know, guys. A very easy question and a practical question related to your day-to-day life is something which I have asked. So I want your responses in the chat. Come on, everyone. Give him some money. Okay, Krishna says give him some money or give him old clothes. What about the rest? What do you do, guys? Help them. How do you help them? That is my question. So please be a little detailed and precise. How do you help? Okay, by giving food, ठीक है? By providing food. What else? What else? Okay, great. So now let us see, since the title of the story is The Beggar, so you can really understand that the central character of the story is going to be a beggar, right? So let's see what happens in the story. The story is about a beggar who is begging, right? So what happens in the life of the beggar when he encounters a man? What is the name of the man whom he encounters? Okay, by providing food. Yes, okay, Vansh. The name of the man was Sergei, right? And the name of the beggar is Lashkov. So let us understand with the help of the story. You said that you would be helping a beggar by giving him food, by giving him money, by, giving him certain things like clothing, etc., right? Let us see whether Sergei does the same thing or he has a different kind of attitude and he helps the beggar in a different manner. Let us find out with the help of this particular chapter. So this story basically tells you that attitude is important than words to bring about a change in behavior. Just keep this in mind, and when we look at the story's ending, we will understand why are we saying this. Why are we talking about attitude of making, attitude towards a person is more important, okay, than mere words. If you want to bring a change in someone, you should have a correct attitude. That is more important, okay? And your words, your mere words are not going to change a person. Why are we saying that? We will come to know at the end of the story. For now, just keep this in mind. Now, as I told you that the story revolves around a beggar. The name of the beggar is Lashkov. Now, Lashkov is not able to work anymore because of his habit of alcoholism. Okay, and that is why he has no other way but to resort to begging in order to survive. So, automatically, you can understand that the harmful effects of alcohol consumption is the major theme of the story, is one of the important themes of the story. Show your cat once. I don't have a cat right now with me. They are all here and there sleeping. Okay, right. So he also starts to tell lies. Now you can understand that if he has to beg, that is the only means of his survival right now because of his circumstances. Now we will discuss about the circumstances of the beggar at the same time. Okay, now he has to resort to lies. He has to resort to begging, right? About his misfortune, hoping that the fake stories will help him get money. So obviously, you must have seen a lot of beggar, right? You must have encountered beggar, right, in your day-to-day life. And you have seen that how they try to, how they try to attract people's attention. Why and how? Either by talking about their misfortune or by trying to gain the sympathy of the audience. Yes or no? Now, only and only when you take pity on that person are you going to pay him. Yes or no? If you do not, if you are not, if you're not affected or moved by the condition of the beggar, you are not going to pay him, right? So his job or his survival depends on attracting the sympathy or gaining the sympathy of the passers-by. Yes or no? Yes or no? Exams are coming, but you will rock, trust me. Yes, Indu, I am reading your chat. Have you understood? So that is why they have no other option but sometimes to resort to fake stories and lies to gain the attention of the passers-by so that they could earn their income. Is it clear? Hi Natraj. How are you? Okay, so he understands. So this man, this beggar in this story, he also understands that if a man is conscious that he needs money so that he can carry on drinking, no one will help him. Okay, so if the passers-by whom he encounters, if those people know and understand that he wants to carry on his drinking and that is why he needs money, those people are not going to help him. That is something that he knows, right? But he is addicted towards alcohol, right? So that is why he tries to gain sympathy by resorting to lies and by framing stories. Am I clear till here? Okay. So essentially, Lashkov is being dishonest about maintaining or supporting his addiction to drinking. So you can clearly understand that Lashkov is lying, he's being dishonest, and he is addicted to alcohol. Okay. Now, Sergei, it is also noteworthy that his lying, Sergei shows Lashkov, because of his lying, Sergei also shows little or no compassion. Okay, so Sergei, you know the story, right? Sergei catches him. He is caught red-handed. Sergei understands that he is lying, and because of his revelation that, because of the fact that he gets caught red-handed by Sergei, Sergei has no compassion and he thinks that hard work is going to cure him of his alcohol consumption, of his alcohol addiction, and if he is able to bag a job, then he is going to be then he would be going on a correct path, right? So only hard work and getting a proper profession is going to help him on his career, right? And he is going to go on a correct path. ठीक है? Everyone, yes, Vidisha, he was an alcoholic, absolutely. Okay, so while some critics might say that the path taken by Sergei is a good one, it turns out to be that the recommendation made by Sergei does not work for Lushkov. So what did Lushkov do? If you remember, Lushkov took him home. First of all, he caught him. He said that you are lying. So he threatens him, right? He rebukes him. He threatens him that I am going to call the police, right? But then he offers him some work, right? And Sergei takes Lushkov to his house and he recommends him for work. And it is only by Olga's compassion. If you remember that initially he was not able to work at all, right? And finally it was Olga, the cook, who feels compassionate towards Lushkov, and Lushkov tries to improve in his life. He even gives up his drinking. Lushkov also identifies the error of his ways after listening and talking to Olga and is able to change his attitude. So who, according to you, is responsible for the change of the behavior and the attitude of Lushkov? Is it Sergei or is it Olga? Tell me. Now, the difference between Sergei's help and Olga's help is also very important for you to note. Come on. Come on, guys. Yes, Hashini, please show your cat. Cats are not here. So though it is true that Sergei gave Lushkov the motivation to improve, right? So without Sergei, Lushkov wouldn't have been able to improve and come to the correct path. He would have resorted. See, if Sergei would have just given him arms, right, and not taken care, he would not have gone into the depth of understanding what was Lushkov's problem, and he would not have given him the offer. He would not have recommended him for various kinds of jobs. Then Lushkov would have resorted to the same alcoholic practice and the same cycle, right? So it is very important for Lushkov. Sergei's help was very important for Lushkov. But it was Olga who needs to be given full credit for the love, for the empathy. So what Sergei gave was, a recommendation, understanding. He understood his problem, but he was not able to empathize, right? And this empathy was shown by Olga. Okay, so had it not been for the life of Olga and the generosity, the benevolence that she had shown, things may not have improved for the best, because Lushkov was still not improving. He was not able to do the work that Sergei had given him. He was not able to chop his woods, right? It was Olga who had taken up the job and who was doing it on behalf of Lushkov, right? So that talks about empathy, because she was the one who took up the job of of Lushkov, and chopped his wood without any complaint and without even mentioning. So she could empathize with him, she could show generosity, and she could show kindness. What Sergei was doing was also important, but he was doing it on a superficial level. Are you understanding the difference between the kinds of help offered by Olga and Sergei? I hope you're understanding that. So it is also worth mentioning that Sergei allows the ego to take credit for helping Lushkov, making his life better. Very, very important point to note. When he finally meets Lushkov one day when he was working as a notary, Sergei tries to even take credit for helping Lushkov. So what we did, the quote that we had seen at the beginning of the session, we said that when you are helping the others, do not think about anything in return. Help is selfless, okay? But for Lushkov, it was his ego, right? Because he was trying to take credit of helping Sergei take the correct path, right? In fact, he could be more impressed with himself and his skill. Very important point which you all should mention in your answers. Okay, he could be more impressed with himself and his skill, or at least his thought that he may help others, than the actual act of helping a person. So more interest, he was not as much interested in the actual act as he was interested in his skill, or he was impressed with himself. He was trying to boast about his skill of helping the others. Am I making sense? Yes, beta. Maliha, are you understanding? Yes, Debojit. Yes, beta, I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. Grammar class 10, yes, definitely. Okay, so this is very, very important, and this is exactly the difference between the character sketches of Sergei and Olga, which is very important. If you understand this and if you are able to present this in your answer, nobody can stop you from getting good marks. ठीक है, Sonia, have you understood? The difference is very, very important. Okay, so the narrator feels in the story that Sergei's kindness is more about raising his ego than about supporting Lashkov. Very, very important. Yes, we agree, we accept that Sergei was helpful, he was kind to Lashkov, but his kindness takes a back seat when he gives credit to himself, and he was more interested in being impressed with himself and raising his ego. Okay, so it was more important than helping or supporting Lashkov. So instead of expressing sympathy, instead of having empathy for Lashkov as they meet, Sergei is angry that Lashkov has lied to him. So at their first encounter, when Sergei shows his anger because he was lying to him, that clearly shows that Sergei is not able to understand his situation. He's not able to empathize with him. He's not able to go into the depth of his life story and understand what exactly is the root cause of the problem. Right? He doesn't seem to realize that Lashkov had no choice but to lie. Why? Because he wants to survive, and that was his attempt of survival. If something, Sergei may be more unethical of the two men, judging Lashkov for deception without taking his conditions into account was not reasonable. Very, very important point to take note. What he was doing is, he was simply being judgmental to Lashkov, and that's exactly what we do, don't we, guys? Hi Janani, good afternoon. Hi Alka, hi Sonia. So we also sometimes try to judge people without understanding their story, and this entire world is now judgmental, don't you think? So do you like being judged by others? I'm sure you don't. So same way, we should also stop judging people just on the basis of their appearance and what they are doing. There is always a story behind people's lives, but we do not take care of understanding the story in depth. We just superficially judge others, don't we, guys? We also do that, right? So Lashkov tried to lie to Olga. He was unable to cut the wood. That is also something which we have to note, and play on her good nature. It is more likely that Lashkov was unable to exert himself physically because he was alcoholic, and because of his alcoholism, he had grown very weak. So he was not able to perform his work. But this was not being understood by Sergei because he failed to go into that depth where Olga went. Okay. So it should be remembered that while Sergei feels he's working out of kindness, he's actually earning something. He has his wood chopped. Okay, he's not selflessly behaving, but he wants to see him in that way. This is also very, very important. And throughout the story, the number one person in Sergei's life is Sergei himself, because he is always flattering himself. He's being impressed by himself. Each task that he tells Lashkov to do is for his own benefit, whether it is to chop the wood or to move the furniture. That is also a point to be noted. Obviously, he is going to pay him, but he is also getting some benefit out of that. It was his work, right? So that is exactly what we, right at the beginning of the session, we talked about, that when you help someone, you don't expect anything in return. If you are, this is just give and take. This is not selfless help that he is doing. Although he is caring for Lashkov, he cleanses his conscience by way of paying Lashkov, and in many respects patronized him when it comes to Lashkov's alcohol consumption. Very, very important. So, through caring for Lashkov, what is he doing? He is cleansing his conscience, because he is making him do hard work, right? Moving furniture, chopping the logs, those are all laborious tasks that he is making Lashkov do. And since he is feeling guilty, he is cleansing his conscience by just giving him few alms, right? So there is no indication at any point in the story that Sergei understands Lashkov's alcoholic addiction. He just patronizes him. He just rebukes him, but he does not understand the root cause of the problem. Thank you, Ramya. Debojit, English ka exam hai. I hope you will rock, and I am 100% sure that you're going to rock. Okay, hi Ashwin. Is this clear? So Olga also may be the most significant character of the story, and she's just the opposite of Sergei. So you can be asked to differentiate between the characters of Olga and Sergei. So these are the points that you have to take note, right? She seeks to support Lashkov emotionally by cutting the wood and offering him advice on the dangers of drinking. She selflessly takes more interest. Now see, her nature of help has no selfish interest. It was not her work. She was doing Lashkov's work without any motive, right? So she takes interest in Lashkov's life than Sergei did. She was able to empathize. So she had an altruistic tendency there, right? So it is also clear that Lashkov is thankful to Olga for something that the reader is conscious of as he interacts at the theater with Sergei. So when he meets Sergei finally towards the end of the story, he is thankful to Olga more than he is thankful to Sergei, and that is exactly the reason why. Yes, beta Ashwin. Okay, so I hope you have understood till here, and before going further and understanding the themes and the entire story, you all know that, we are launching the final revision batch of grade 10 Drona. Okay, so you can take the final sprint of term 2 with your favorite YouTube master teachers, and it is starting from tomorrow. So limited seats are available. Hurry up, guys, and do get yourselves enrolled, right? Okay, now coming back, he has not lost everything Olga has done for him through the passage of time. That appears to come to Sergei as a surprise. So yes, Sergei, when he came to know about Olga, he was surprised. He acts like he is the one in need of helping Lashkov regain his future. Very, very important. He always tries to give himself the credit of making life better for Lashkov. The truth, though, is that the words and deeds of Sergei are no substitute for Olga's action, which is the true catalyst for reformation in Lashkov's life. So what helped Lashkov to transform himself? It was only and only Sergei's help. Yes, it was, of course, it started with Sergei, but finally his entire transformation happened when he encountered Olga, who not only empathized with him, but also helped him to completely transform his life. It could also be a case that Chekhov indicates that when it comes to modifying, it's the hand of a woman who can lead an adult rather than a male. So that could be one interpretation as well. Okay, guys. So that is something that we understand in this story with the difference between the nature of help given by Sergei and Olga, right? So it would appear that Sergei was aware of people, the fact that he found Lashkov to be only a liar and an alcoholic. All these were true, accurate, but Lashkov, with the encouragement of Olga, proved that he has much more to offer. So what Olga is doing is completely transforming Lashkov to a better individual, and not just better individual, to someone who has much to offer to the society, right? So he is as good as anyone, even though he might have had to face tough situation. Okay, so Olga transforms Lashkov to a respectable member of the society, and that is something which is done only with selfless compassion and kindness and empathy. Am I clear, guys? Hi Khushi, hi Manoj. Okay, so yes, now with that we have come to the vocabulary part. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of the vocabulary part and later on refer to it, because this is going to be very, very important for all of you, right? And now guys, we have some questions for you. So first of all, mind map. Themes of the chapter is obviously kindness, as I have already discussed, selflessness shown by Olga, right? Compassion, alcoholism. We all talked about these points already when we were discussing. So just at a glance, these are the themes of the chapter. And the message is kindness can change the life of people and everyone deserves a second chance. This is something which is applicable to our lives also. Right? Ashish, hi, how are you? Okay, so now I want you all to answer this question in the chat. How does Lashkov pay credit to Sergei? Everyone, please do let me know. Hi Ashutosh. Quickly let me know, guys. Chalo. How does Lashkov pay credit to Sergei? Come on, guys. I'm waiting for your answers. Hurry up. Come on. How does Lashkov pay credit to Sergei? Hi, Jia. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Please let me know your inputs in the chat. It's very, very important. Okay, so first of all, guys, he says that he was indebted to Sergei for his push, because he would never have changed for the better, but would have continued to deceive people. So the initial step was taken by Sergei, right? By following Sergei's instruction, he had dragged himself out of that pit that he had created for himself. So this is how he was indebted to Sergei. So if Sergei would not have helped him, then he would have remained in that pit forever, in that darkness. So Sergei was able to pull him out at the first place. So that is why he was indebted to him. Next is Sergei's sympathy was as important as Olga's noble deeds. Very, very important. So we cannot ignore his sympathy. Although it was Olga's noble deeds which led to the complete transformation, but at the same time, if Sergei would not have shown sympathy at the initial stage, if he would not have put him out of that darkness, then Lashkov's transformation would not have been possible. Yes or no? Yes, Ashutosh? So Lashkov gave the credit of his reformation to Olga, but it is true that Sergei's sympathy is also as important. It's also important, okay? Although at most importance, obviously it was Olga, but of course his sympathy, that is why he also gives him the credit, right? Although he was proud and whatever flaws we have pointed out about Sergei's character, but we cannot ignore the fact that the initial step or initiative was taken by Sergei. So if he had not taken that initiative, then he would have handed him over to the police, then his life would have ended in disaster, right? So Sergei, like Olga, went out of his way to uplift the ragged beggar by making him do odd jobs and paying him in return. Obviously, the flaw here is we have already discussed. That is his pride and his getting his own work done, and as a process of cleansing his conscience, he was paying him. But that is the negative, or the other, negative part of it. But we cannot ignore the fact that he also went out of his way to uplift him, right? So Sergei was not obliged in any way to spend money on a beggar, but in this manner, he is concerned for Lashkov that he had made sincere efforts to reform him. So he also played a very, very important role in Lashkov's life. That we cannot ignore, right? Okay, Manlit, we will do that. Don't worry. Okay, so Sergei also arranged a cleaner employment of a copier for Lashkov. So we cannot forget that he was not just giving him menial jobs. He also gave him a good employment, right, of a copier by sending him to his friend with a letter of recommendation. So that is also a positive aspect of Sergei's character. Again, it was Sergei who brought Lashkov to Olga. If he had not brought him to Olga, they would not have met, and then his transformation would have not happened, right? So hence, contribution of Sergei in the Reformation was also very important. So this question is very important, and at the same time, the difference between Olga's nature of help and Sergei's nature of help is also very important. If you understand these two topics, you have understood the entire story. Okay, and then you can answer any question that you are asked from this particular chapter. All right, Gamer, Maneet, Nirmal, clear everyone? Okay, so I hope you did enjoy today's session, and guys, you can see the link right there in the description box. So if you are facing any of the following problems like having doubts, no conceptual clarity, need more questions and assignments, and lagging behind in your syllabus, if you are looking for a revision plan, what do you need to do? The link is right there in the description box and pinned comment. Yes, and you can avail Vedantu's live and interactive course with high-level quiz questions where you can cover your entire syllabus and revise your lectures through handwritten notes, and your doubts are going to be solved then and there with the help of our class teachers. You can also clear all your topics assignment-wise and take mock tests, improve your percentage. Thousands of micro courses absolutely for free. Here is the link, and this is the coupon code. Do not forget to use this coupon code and get an amazing discount. Okay, so these are your plans, light and classic. You can see the light plan using the coupon code, and this is the classic plan using the coupon code. These are the batch starting dates. If you want, you can please take a screenshot so that you do not miss out on your batch starting date. And this is the homework. What are the different ways in which the writer refers to Lashkov? Why? Please don't forget to post your homework answer in the comment section, and get a chance to be our next homework superstar. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Hi, Be Excited TV. Thank you. Okay, so till then, take care. Bye-bye. We'll see you very soon. And do not forget to hit the like button, share the video. And if you haven't yet subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. So till then, take care. Bye-bye.